Up top and just that, it's DUTCHdinero. You're representing for DUTCHdinero Top Slide TV. Please remember, share, like, subscribe, tell a friend about Yasso. Cause a Yasso, nice. Yes, my fam, thanks for the views, thanks for the likes, and thank you for subscribing to my channel. And if you want to support my channel financially, feel free. My description is a link is in the description, right? A PayPal account. So feel free to contribute to my channel, right? So my fam, me there today, and we are here with news and some funeral business, right? So funeral directors wants more mourners, right? Because as you know, the funeral parlors take a hit during the COVID-19 because what happened? They had to cut down on the amount of persons, members that attend funeral, right? And because of that, because of the cut in the mourners, the funeral directors now are calling for more mourners. Because really and in fact, family members were calling, making that call a long time ever since it cut, right? So it's just right for the mourners, for the directors to make that call as well. But let's get into the story and understand what's going on fully, right? So funeral director wants more mourners. A leading undertaker in Western Jamaica has called for an upward adjustment in the number of persons allowed at funerals. Melvin Onigan, the managing director of Onigan's funeral home, said that the 30 mourners limit is far too low. The matter of 30 people for a funeral is a burning shame, as a funeral is what I called a closure event, Honigan said. The government imposed restriction on gathering at events last year as part of a move to slow down the spread of the novel coronavirus. At one stage, there was a ban on funerals and burials were limited to only 15 persons inclusive of 10 mourners. However, the restriction was relaxed on July 1, allowing for funerals to take place with a maximum of 30 persons present inside the church. Other places of worship or funeral home, the 30 persons include mourners, clergy, and any support personnel. The government should know that the only thing in the world that needs closure is death. Death is so final, you will never see nor hear from the bereaved again, said Onigan, who is also the president of the Funeral Directors Association of Jamaica. His disquiet with existing protocols comes when sections of the world are dealing with a resurgence of COVID-19 cases due mainly to the Delta variant. Jamaica has recorded more than 51,220 cases, 51,220 cases of the disease, with 1,157 deaths. Public health experts have cautioned that the country could see a spike in the numbers if persons fail to follow the health protocols. But Honigan argue that mourners deserve to break from the tight restrictions, especially as the entertainment sector has been reopened, while clarifying that he had no problem with that. He questioned why funerals have a 30-person limit, but even small parties can have 100 persons. With the current measures under the Disaster Risk Management Act for review, Honegan is hoping that the government will see the wisdom in allowing more mourners at funerals. Party is something that patrons would be caught up in. Dances such as dirty wine, where we are whining on each other as close as possible, while at the funeral you will find much more self-control than a party, Onigan said. Up top and just that, you know, it's DUTCHdinero here representing for DUTCHdinero Top Slide TV. Please remember, share, like, subscribe, tell a friend about Yasso, cause a Yasso nice. Yes, my fam, me there. So you understand what's the cry of the funeral directors right here, right? Because the head of the funeral association, Honegan, is saying that parties can take up to 100 persons, so why funerals are limited to just 30 mourners, right? Why? After such tight restrictions during the COVID times, right? So, my fam, hit me up in the comment box. Let me know what you think. What are your views? Do you think a funeral attracts more COVID than a party, right? Well, my views and the reason behind that, you know, my fam. During the COVID time, funerals were like the main area where COVID centers itself. Why? Because at funerals, most people travel from abroad, from overseas to attend funerals. So you'll find that a lot of people catch COVID while attending funerals. So maybe that is the reason why they limit them, because a lot of the people who attend to funerals are from overseas, and they don't want, if someone should slip through the cracks, right, a whole bunch of people would be catching the COVID-19, right? So they just limit it to 30, right? And so I think that is the reason behind it, right? And the other reason behind it, I don't know, but maybe it is, right? A lot of these funerals are getting like violence, because persons are like, in these recent times, gunmen are attacking, making attacks on mourners. So maybe that's one of the reasons again why the government try to just cut down in this time and give it a chance to watch the trend, right? So I don't know if it's between watching the trend of the violence being imposed on mourners, or the COVID-19 being that a lot of people from overseas. Parties now, you have a party with 100 people in Jamaica. When you check it, everybody in the party, most of who is in the party, or when you check it, everybody in the party, 100% of who in the party was in Jamaica over the last 3 to 5 years. You know what I mean? That's how most party set up in Jamaica. So that is maybe the reason why the government don't have any tight restrictions on parties, because most of where the parties, most of the parties keeping are like local people and people who don't travel abroad, you know what I mean, and people who have never traveled abroad. So maybe that is the reason for no such tight restrictions on parties, right? But my fam, hit me up in the comment box. Let me know what you think. Let me know what are your views, what are your experiences, right? And we share your grief if you can't attend or you couldn't attend the funeral of a loved one because of COVID-19, right? We share your grief and your distress, right? And we hope that you and your family will be able to put on something, some family gathering in recognizing that person, right? And coming to some closure, right? So my fam, my there, hit me up in the comment box. My next video will be weird news. And you know, weird news, strange things are happening. Yes, my fam. So you know, with the weird news, we have some interesting weird news, some really weird news. So to check it out, you can type weird news 008 in your weird news 008 in your YouTube search, and I'm sure you will find that news fast and quick, right? So you can type weird news 008, right? So my day, my fam, hit me up in the comment box up there.